Seems like the LA Clippers' bad days are over now that their superstar, Kawhi Leonard, is back and taking charge. That's a huge relief for the team. Why do I say that? Well, it was apparent that nothing was working out. And as for their performance, don't even ask. Things only seemed to go downhill for them for a while. The loss on January 18th was a major wake-up call for the team. That makes total sense, doesn't it? After all, they did fall under the 500 mark. And that's not all, my friends. The team had also managed to secure a place as being the worst ever in the Ty Lue era.
5 to shoot for Kawhi for 3. He has done it again! 98-90!
How did they even manage that? It's just so crazy. Losing 9 out of 11 of their last games while you've got NBA champs on the squad? That's definitely something to be concerned about. But their knight in shining armor is here, and he's ready to get this party started.
I think we're getting better. We still be up and down at times, like I said before. But overall, I feel like,
Before I get into all that, wouldn't it be fun to list everything that was wrong? It's going to make the story all the more satisfying. And if you're a Clippers fan, hang on tight. The good days are here. So the team was basically down in the dumps with their offense. The flaws in the defense were jarring. And on top of all this, they had no clue as to what to do with the ball handlers at the point of attack.
Leonard backing down on Kleba, fades, fires, fills it up, counted and a foul.
But who's to blame for all of this? Okay, this might not be a popular opinion, but I really don't blame the coaching staff. They had to deal with all the lineup shuffling since some players were unavailable. You really wouldn't expect that from a team with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in their lineup.
Of this new journey that we're going on.
still kind of surreal, just able to have Paul on my team.
Well, the two are finally back, and they're healthy. I bet that must be a huge relief for the team. So, Kawhi and Paul, now that's a duo, built to be title contenders. But sadly, they never got to share the floor. Yikes!
Kicked off the mothballs, and he's played very well for the Celtics. So too is Paul George for the Clippers as he cuts a lead down to 1.
In a way, the team just seemed to be running on sheer luck rather than following a proper strategy. So their chances at the West crown seemed even bleaker. But Kawhi wasn't going to let that happen. And like any true hero, he saved the day.
In that 25-point comeback for the Lakers in Portland as Kawhi Leonard sticks a jumper. He's off to a great start.
With him on board, the team was able to get their longest win streak this season. Yup, they managed to win 5 consecutive games. Wow, that's a long way from losing 9 out of 11 games. Seems like things are finally turning in their favor.
Morris, extra feed, Leonard. Defended by Harris. Leonard, that's for 2. Bottom spot, sweet spot.
With this sudden shift, it looks like the slow days of the team are over. Things are getting as good as everyone had hoped they would. Okay, I get it. The teams they were playing against weren't exactly top-notch. You've got the Hawks, the Mavericks, and the Lakers, so they were supposed to win these matches no matter what.
Dallas can hit threes. Leonard in attack mode. Off the glass, it's good for Kawhi Leonard, who is turning in a virtuoso effort.
But yeah, I'll give it to them. It was a turning point for the team. And as for our dynamic duo, well, they're trying to get a well-deserved place in the All-Star candidacy. And while they're trying their best to get in some reps for the starting lineups, the team's trying its best not to put too much of a burden on them.
I mean, I feel good, was able to work out, get strong and, prepare for this moment now that we're in.
Of course, they've got to keep their health in mind and make sure that the two are able to stick with them for long. What's cool, though, is the fact that the win streak came right around the time when the two players were finally on the court together. So it's pretty clear to me that's exactly what they need to secure wins.
Good ball movement here to start things off for the second half for the Clippers. Long 2 for George. It settles in. Paul George with 15.
But the two of them aren't exactly in the best form ever. They're being kept away from back-to-backs. Now, this isn't that much of a biggie. In fact, that's exactly what the team should be doing, considering the fact that Kawhi has knee problems, and as for Paul, the poor guy has hamstring strains.
Dream come true. Be able to do this at home in front of family, friends. Just so many faces out there that's rooting and pulling for me.
But even despite all of this, a turnaround is here. Paul George was pretty clear about that. With a pretty bad record, it was finally time for them to get things right. So in order to get everyone's hopes up, Paul declared that urgency starts now. He also mentioned that the team must start playing with some desperation, and that is exactly what they did.
But they got enough talent they can win a series.
George goes inside and pounds it down.
Reports suggest that the players had begun feeling the pressure since they'd been having a hard time winning. But of course, in the end, all of it depends on how Kawhi is feeling. That man is pretty much the core of this team, so it makes absolute sense that he's so involved in the decision-making process of the team. Okay, now this might not sit well with some people, but teams making decisions according to their star players isn't something completely unheard of.
They've been great. Me and myself just learning everybody, learning Doc, learning the plays, just trying to get a feel for it.
In fact, in many cases, they even create an entire squad around them. So yeah, no one should be surprised at the fact that Kawhi is actually a big part of the team's decision-making process. And this time around, he's told them he wants some point guard help. Honestly, it makes sense that they've been looking for a point guard pretty aggressively now. But do we know who's on the short list?
Playing winning basketball, just making sure we make the right plays, the right reads on the floor.
Well, the reports suggest that Kawhi has made it, quote, clear to the Clippers front office regarding the fact that he's, quote, welcome a point guard addition. So if their superstar wants it, he must have it. And from the looks of it, the team's going to go above and beyond to make sure that he's satisfied with whoever they recruit for this position. Can you guess who's on the short list?
Wanted to do the best job we could on Luka. He's been killing it lately, playing at a very, very high level, and
considering everything, it makes sense that they're considering Kawhi's old teammates. But hey, this choice can be justified since they're from his championship team, Toronto Raptors. That's right. At the moment, the Clippers are considering both Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet for the position. Now, it might be great for Kawhi since he's already played with them and all, but are they going to be a good addition to the team? Okay, yep, the two are really good at what they do. And considering the fact that they've already played with the Clippers champ, it's clear that the shift won't be that much of a problem for them. But familiarity isn't going to win the title, especially taking in regard to the place where the Clippers stand at the moment. The thing is that they're actually pretty good when it comes to defense. Just forget about their struggling offense for a bit. They might just be able to make up for it in this role, but I'm not so sure about Lowry. That man's been struggling since the 2022 playoffs. Alright, saying that the team needs a point guard who plays at an all-star level, now that's a bit too ambitious, but they still need someone who can outshine Reggie Jackson and John Wall. Now, I'm not saying that they're bad players, but come on, the two of them really need to up their game. It would definitely be interesting, though, to see which of them gets left behind. Of course, for that to happen, they'll first have to acquire a point guard from an opposing team. Who, in your opinion, would be saying goodbye to the team? Jackson, who's been there for the team when they wanted him? Or will it be Wall, the facilitator of the team they've been missing? Now, it's gonna be really interesting to see how things turn out. Let's hope that Kawhi's decision works out in the end for the team. Anyway, that's all for the Clippers and their knight in shining armor. We'll see you in the next one.